Game of Life Training.
Hello, friends. Welcome to your drive at 5 live on this Saturday. No jive. My name is Aaron David Spiegel. The reason you are here is because you're the best of the best. You are awesome. You wouldn't be here otherwise. So, welcome. And today I've got something really exciting, at least in my book. To talk about because it's one of my favorites. It's just one of my favorites because it's seems like it's so simple. Yet to me, it's so misunderstood because there are so many people out there that don't get it fully, maybe. They get the speak it into existence thing, they get the self-fulfilling prophecy, the law of attraction. You get all that, right? But then from day to day, you forget what is written in the Bible as, I think, instructions for us to follow and grow by, go through all the states, experience all the states until we get to reach that ultimate Christ consciousness. So once you get there, then what do you got? You just got to give back, and utilize it, and you know play in this world, enjoy, have fun. Ideally, the purpose of this life is joy. That was said by Abraham, um, and Abraham was part of my journey, or has been part of my journey. We all go through different journeys, and this is a seek and you shall find thing. So if you're listening, thank you again. I'll get into it so you don't have to listen to me just ramble anymore. But I'm going to talk about John 1:1, and that quote says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." So, yeah, let's see if I can pull that up. No, that's not it. Either way, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Now, I found that to be quite literal, where, I mean, it's kind of spelled out there for you right there. They say, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Well, what does that mean? It means the Word was God. God was the Word. If you understand that, that means that the words that you say, silent, written, or spoken, are God in action. So you have to truly mind your words. And I mean every word, if you want to direct and control your experience here on earth in this realm. Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, it's the practice for mastery is to say only those things that you want. And it says it right there in the Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And yet people misinterpret it. And they think maybe, I don't know, maybe you think that the Word is God means that the Bible is God, because the Bible is referred to as the Word. And that may be true too. I mean, everything is God if you really want to think about it. You can't separate out from the whole. And if God created everything, then everything was created by Him. And if we're made in His own image, that's coincidental too, right? I mean, and if the Word was God, then we can actually choose what we want to believe. We can choose what we say. Let the weak man say, "I am strong." Let the poor man say, "I am rich." Let the uh, sick man say, "I am healthy." Do it like that. Start using your words to direct your experience. And the best way that you can do that is to, I mean, okay, let's just think about this. In the beginning was the word. Words mean something. You have to know that, right? You have to know that words have an effect. So many people just go along thinking that words have no effect and they just say things without any consideration whatsoever. And I see these things, I can't help it. So when I hear other people say things, it really does give insight to their world, their life. Your words are going to determine what you're experiencing. So if you look at a cross section of somebody's life, you can pretty much tell what that person is saying to themselves. You can bet that they have these beliefs that support their environment, support their experience, support the life they're living, the circumstances around them, and that's why the Bible is so powerful because it kind of teaches you how to live in this realm without having to repeat all of the crap again and again and again. But that comes down to your faith and your mastery of that faith. You have to be able to speak those words and then get yourself to believe what you're saying. And that's a practice by way of repetition, self hypnosis, um, practicing again and again, becoming aware, catching yourself when you say things that you don't want. Um, I've used this example, but I'll use it because it was something that was I said to myself all the time, just like whatever. I've said all kinds of stuff to myself. I'm sure you have too, right? But one is you're a piece of shit. Oh, you're a loser, slacker, lazy mother effer, whatever the case might be. And that's fine. Whatever. You say these things. But do I want to be a loser, a lazy piece of shit, slacker, you know, is that what I want? So I'm like, okay, well, maybe not. That's not what I want. So I change it and I say instead of, I say all kinds of stuff, but you could replace you're a loser with you're a winner. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. Say these things until you believe them. You've been brainwashed by the TV again and again and again and again because you have heard the same messages, and at a point you started to believe them. I'm going to do a whole breakdown on propaganda in the media, in videos, in or on the internet. I mean, propaganda is kind of everywhere around us all the time. And that's what we're supposed to believe. That's what we're supposed to know. They'll do everything that they can to get you from stopping in your life and looking at yourself and becoming a better version of yourself and empowering yourself. They want all that power for some reason that, they'll suck the shit out of you, really. And it's nuts, and people just do it, and it's I get caught up in it. I can't even say that I don't, but I'm aware of it, and I'm not saying I'm better than you by the way I said that, because that's not my point. I'm not better than you. I'm not worse than you, but I'm aware, and I've been aware, and I continue to be aware, and I direct my words with conscience, and I choose what I want, and I say those things and I see them happen. So this is my testimony, right? I mean, I'm sharing with you because if I knew this, I would want somebody to share it with me. So, and somebody did share it with me again and again and again, and I just had to search. I had to seek. I had to look. I had to there are many, 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 many times where I was listening to an audio program where I really just did not feel like listening to it, and I could have found something else to entertain myself with, but I listened because I knew that repetition is how we learn, how we, condition our brains, our mind through repetition. And that's true for exercise too, right? You condition your body by doing reps and heavier reps. Well, you got to be able to believe the words that you're using, heavier reps. You have to be able to believe more. That's how you're growing. You're strengthening your mind. But how's that happen? Because you lifted some certain weight. Maybe you first said, I'm becoming more confident every day. And then you saw that that's really, truly working. Now, wow, okay. So can I get myself to believe that I make $10,000 a month? Can I get myself to believe that? Can I feel it? Can I see it? Can I experience it ahead of time and actually know it with such faith that there's an impossibility that it won't show up? That's how what we're doing here. Okay. We're just sharing hope, sharing strength, sharing experience, and then ideally learning from each other and building each other up. That's what it is, so that we're not giving our power away all the time. And when you let somebody sway you with their words, you're giving them power over you. So the whole idea is here is to take back your personal power, your God power, your um, innate power. You were born with power, but it's been conditioned out of you or hidden or lied about. I mean, to the point where, even religion, things that we've been taught our whole life. That's why Christianity has such a hard road now, because they've bastardized it. The message has been skewed, and they've made it seem like anybody that believes in God or the ether or the universe is like hokey or whatever. But the fact is, you believe that, I believe that, most people believe that exactly. That there is something more out there. There is something bigger. Something behind this life force inside of me, some ultimate creator, something more at least. There's got to be something more. Well, I found the more, and the more is, if you can utilize your words and say those things that you want as if they're already done, accept it as if it's already done, then you'll experience that. That's the power of your words. That's why you don't say, I hate you. That's why you don't say, I wish you would die. That's why you don't say those things to people, because your words truly do have power. And just imagine if the last thing that you said to somebody was, I wish you would die. Not only the mental trauma that would put you through, if you're not a total jacktard, if you're not an ass, if you have any sense about you at all, you would be traumatized by that, because it was the last thing that you ever said. But not only that, you truly do have that kind of power. I mean, existential power, like metaphysical power. Metaphysics is using the power of your words. That's what metaphysics is, I guess. I mean, that's what I gather. So it really all comes down to your words and how your words affect the ether, affect the universe that surrounds you. So, and it's your words, and then it's also the belief that you give to your words, which, you know, most of us, unfortunately, were brought up with all kinds of beliefs that, or, we were told all kinds of things that inhibited us, not because the people didn't have a good heart and weren't trying to, help us, but because they were taught and or they've experienced and they didn't know any better. And when we don't know any better and we accept something as a fact, and then we go along with that, we're creating the results of that. But once we learn better and we can do better and we can change that, then it's up to us. It's actually our responsibility now. And it's like a double-edged sword almost, because you can't believe that you've created this whole experience, and you can't believe that you would have put yourself through all this trauma. But when you start to see the stuff play out, it becomes undeniable. And then you're like, okay, well, I mean, the simple is to say, karma. That's why I always refer to karma, because people know what that means. You can't give anything away without getting it back. So that's the same with your words. You're basically casting your words forward, and you'll get them back. And it's silent, written, or spoken, so even if you're thinking these things, if you're thinking things that you don't want, or if you're thinking bad things about somebody, or if you're thinking somebody else is a piece of shit, then you're creating more of that type of a situation in the future. So you have to catch yourself, and that may be okay. Maybe that's part of your adventure, maybe that's part of your fun. I know that I have adventures all the time, and I truly am completely secure in my beingness, and that it feels like, kind of God's got me and I'm okay. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and I'll be okay. Um, but that's been a practice, and it's also my belief. It's my faith. I do think that, and I believe it, and I watch it play out because there comes a point where everything's been okay. Everything's always turned out okay. Here you are watching this video, listening to this video, or listening to this podcast, and everything's been okay. That worst thing that happened to you 5 years ago, that thing was your biggest catalyst to growth. And, you could not have gone through whatever you went through to get to where you are now, which is in a good spot. And if you're not in a good spot, sorry, it's part of the process that I understand. It feels like everybody has to not be in a good spot for some time. But how much time and how much of a good spot that you don't have to be in is up to you when you know. So you can't look at somebody and say they're a piece of shit because what? Because they just don't know any better. If they did know better, then they wouldn't be acting like that piece of shit, and they wouldn't want to act like that piece of shit. So the best we can do is help educate somebody else. But then you know what? The way the world has been set up, you sound like you could be crazy, or somebody thinks you're kooky or nutty or whatever the case. You know, if you can't present yourself and you try to just tell them, look, dude, you're creating your own world and your own reality. If you tell them that and they have no idea, then it's not going to be effective or helpful for them in their life. So you have to give them little pieces of things that they can handle, bits at a time, take them from where they are. So if you're just realizing and understanding this information, start simple, just say, I'm becoming a better person every day. I'm becoming healthier every day. I'm, you know, becoming more patient every day. I'm becoming happier every day. I'm becoming more joyous every day. I'm becoming uh whatever. I don't know what it is for you. I'm not here to do your work. I'm just here to remind you. I'm not here to tell you what to want. I'm not here to tell you what to say. But I will tell you, if you don't live by the golden rule, you're going to pay the consequences of that, and it's not good. So there's a good way to get there wherever it is that you want to go without screwing anybody over in the process. So if you're whatever you're doing or wanting to do is affecting somebody else in a negative way, then you might reconsider how you go about getting whatever it is that you want. So Um, yeah, I think that probably takes us through today. That was John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And that quite literally means that whatever word we're speaking is God in action. So once you know that, you might want to mind your words, change them, say only those things that you would say about God, about yourself, and also about other people and other situations. Say only those things that you want. With all of that being said, I thank you for showing up today. You are the best of the best, and you are awesome. And since you are so awesome, and other awesome people, share this with them, because everybody needs this reminder from day to day. And other things that you can do is remind yourself. That's the goal. But if not, I'll be here to remind you. And you can listen to any of the other videos. Check out Game of Life Training on Facebook. Check out Game of Life Training on YouTube. Check out any of the archives. And most likely, if you see my face or a thumbnail, you're going to get a similar message, because the reminder is use your words every day to direct yourself in a way that you love this life. With that, make it your best day ever, friends.